Okay, so it's been several weeks since the last I turned on the camera. I just been very exhausted and having more fatigue now that I'm in my third trimester, taking more naps, just doing less things. Which is funny because as I was just starting to like get settled in and I thought I would be like, okay, cool, I could start vlogging again, I could start making videos again. Boom, third trimester fatigue hits me and I'm like, I can't, I don't want to, like I just don't have the energy. But things are definitely more settled in now with our move. And I have definitely kicked up a notch on baby preparation just because, you know, things are getting closer. I still have, I think, like a month and a half to 2 months left to go. Yeah, I'm taking childbirth classes now, looking into doulas and trying to figure out if I should get a doula or not. That's a whole thing. Got myself a midwife. We transitioned away from a hospital and then went on to deciding to get with a midwife and just reading so many books. I normally don't read that many books. I'm not a reader. School has traumatized me enough to step away from reading so much. And generally, they tend to be nonfiction books if I do ever read. So this time around, I've just been reading so many books about, you know, the next phase that's coming up in our lives. And yeah, just preparing a lot for the baby. And on top of it, I've been knitting a lot of baby clothes. Like that's just have been my thing, is knitting baby clothes. And thank goodness I have a knitting machine because damn, I could be pumping things out with that knitting machine. It's just now I have to have enough yarn to keep up with the amount of stuff I'm making. And on top of it, I have, it's not arthritis, it's a carpal tunnel. Well, during pregnancy, because of all the hormones and stuff, like your joints and muscles and ligaments all loosen up. So I've been getting a lot of like carpal tunnel symptoms or arthritis type of symptoms in my joints, especially in my right hand. So hand knitting, I'm limiting it because it does hurt and it does get swollen. I do wake up with like swollen fingers on my right hand just from overuse during pregnancy. So knitting machine, my knitting machine is coming in so clutch right now because I could be pumping out really like fine, delicate like lace details. I'm just pumping it out without having to put too much stress on my fingers and joints. And yeah, and I am, and this is great because I'm like, and it's great that I could use this opportunity to like hone my skills as well as like pattern making skills for my knitting abilities, I guess, just because like making a full garment takes so much longer and takes so much more material, but with like baby clothes, you can get things done with like one skein. My husband and I, we signed up for a childbirthing class, so we're doing the hypnobirthing just because I've seen several like people talk about it, use it, and I liked the scripts because I was falling asleep to them at one point, so I must be, I don't know, I must be a candidate, a good candidate for this technique. I have researched at like other childbirthing classes and different techniques and methods and stuff. And we decided to go with the hypnobirthing method. I only took 2 classes. So far I like it, so far. Since I have like a month and a half to 2 months to use this time to like mentally prepare. And I went through Ina May's Guide to Childbirthing. This is like a book that everyone's like recommending, so I decided to get it and read it, and it's really great. And I really do appreciate all the positive birth stories because like that's half the book is just positive birth stories, and I feel like that's like part of the mental game if you go down to having like, especially for like unmedicated birth, which is what I am planning on. And then I'm also reading the 4th trimester, which is a guide for postpartum, and just to see, because you know, you don't know what it's like until you've been there. And I've heard a lot from friends and other people that you shouldn't underestimate the postpartum period and to not take it so lightly and just be like, you know, so I decided to get this book, read up on it, get myself knowledgeable, see what I could prepare for it. It gives you guideline on how to like get your strength back, what to do to take care of yourself, things like that. I know Ina May's Guide to Childbirth also goes over some of the postpartum stuff, but I feel like this goes into more like the mental as well as the emotional part of that preparation process. Yeah, and then I also have The Safe Infant Sleep by James McKenna. Honestly, that's just what I learned when I was working with children. So other than like all the study materials I'm putting myself through, as well as reviewing, I'm also just eating well, taking care of myself. What I really didn't expect, because of all the stories I've heard previously of like weird pregnancy cravings and like, you know, unhealthy pregnancy cravings and all that stuff, my baby is very, very healthy. And I would differentiate my cravings and the baby's cravings, because there's like things that I crave, right? And then they would tend to be like a little bit more unhealthy. And I would eat it and it would taste so bad. It would be either too sweet, too bitter, too something, leave a really, really bad aftertaste. And usually they're lower quality food, lower quality ingredients. I don't know, things that I know that are not as healthy, it will just not taste good and I would regret getting it, and usually I just give them to my husband. So my husband's been gaining weight because he's been eating a lot of my leftovers. But what the baby craves is like really healthy stuff. Usually I'm like whatever about, and I would eat it and it would taste amazing. Like it would taste so good, and afterwards I would feel so good. Like I wouldn't be bogged down. I would feel light, refreshed, energized, and I would have to eat again because these are like really healthy things that like go through your body really fast. So I have to eat again, I have to snack again, but they keep me with the energy, with all of this, just all the good stuff. I received so many positive comments from the my pregnancy announcement video that it's very heartwarming. Thank you guys. I think that helps me like emotionally a lot, especially knowing that like there's gonna be like this one big day coming, and I'm seriously mentally preparing myself for it. Like I'm taking classes, reading books, and all of this stuff. And I do plan on having an unmedicated home birth, which is controversial, I know, but I decided that we're gonna try this, which is a factor in reason why these series of videos will be uploaded after I had the baby and after I'm in a more stable condition after postpartum, during postpartum, because a lot of things is, I feel like, about mental and emotional stability with things. And I just want to be in a good place before I put things out publicly, just because, yeah, the internet could be a scary place sometimes.